Mark Dice here. I have in the studio with me Abe Husein, a former GIN member, Global Information Network, and we're going to be talking about Kevin Trudeau, the infamous infomercial kingpin. I don't even know where to start, Abe. For those who don't know about GIN, most people have probably seen Kevin Trudeau on late night television over the last 15 years pitching a variety of products, from get-rich-quick schemes to weight loss programs. And then he started GIN. Let's just start with GIN. What is GIN for those who aren't familiar?
I mean, those who don't know, Kevin Trudeau, he's had a lot of stuff in the back, a lot in the past, books and all kind of small time stuff, just, $20 here, $30 here, join this website, $10 a month. But GIN, which was Global Information Network, they call it GIN for short, was basically his over-the-top, scam, if you want to call it. I mean, it is over-the-topness where his degree just took massive control. I mean, he basically, GIN was basically he said that himself and 29 billionaires in royalty from across the world, we're talking presidents and celebrities, and he said it's called a GIN Council that has a net worth of over $500 billion, he says, started this organization that these people are all from secret societies. I mean, every society there is, he said that there's people, a part of these societies that didn't like the direction that the secret societies was going, so decided to kind of step out on their own and form their own secret society that they put himself as like the front man and the lead person to start this thing. And, he started this whole thing back in 2009 when he started selling this CD set called Your Wish, Your Command. That's when the whole thing started. People were buying it for $300, and at the very, he kept throwing little bits and pieces in the audios of Global Information Network. At the end, it tells you it's long, 45-minute sales pitch, which is a really good sales pitch. I mean, I've always said this before. I've said this on media stories. He's a really good salesman. I'm not denying that fact, obviously, because I joined it myself, and I fell for his deceitful lies myself. So I mean,
basically what he did is he started his own commercial secret society, called it GIN, said that it was a bunch of former Illuminati members, Bilderberg members, Council on Foreign Relations members, insert your secret society name here members. And it was and still is $1,000 to join and $150 a month, right? And then he enticed people by paying out commissions to anybody who could rope in one of their friends. You would get a $150 commission. That's essentially what GIN is. And then he would allegedly reveal the insider skull and bones and 33rd degree Freemasonic secrets to these, sorry to call them suckers, which,
yeah.
I mean, and unfortunately you got roped into that. We can sort of talk about how you woke up to that. Trudeau is an incredible pitchman. I mean, as you know, he's one of the most historic infomercial pitchmen. I used to watch him and just marvel at his ability to just pitch a product. And so when did you get involved with GIN? And I guess what secrets did he reveal? What did you get? And then I want to get into the different levels of the membership, how much it cost, Kevin Trudeau's current legal troubles, and what you foresee is going to happen with him financially and regarding his freedom.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, like you said, GIN is $1,000 to join and $150 a month at level 1. That's just level 1. And myself, the whole foundation of GIN is called the Success Mastery Course. Okay, that's where the secrets of the secret societies and the secrets of the world, basically. Just in his video today, he said that GIN has the secrets of the world, the secrets of how your body works, and how all this stuff, all these secrets that you need to know. And that's called the Success Mastery Course. You listen to these audios, and each level has different audios called the Success Mastery Course. But the Success Mastery Course is not like 7 different people, 7 different well-known authors. It's all Kevin. It's only Kevin Trudeau in the Success Mastery Course. There's nobody else speaking, so it's all him.
And is this
thing is just him.
Is this just a basic regurgitation of Tony Robbins, Napoleon Hill, the
Yeah,
Rhonda
I mean,
Burns.
I wasn't familiar with the law of attraction and book The Secret. I never heard any of that before Jen, so I thought Kevin was just the first person, describing this. I'll admit I was kind of naive and I didn't know this stuff before, and so I thought Kevin was just revealing these massive secrets. And when I come to find out that this stuff's been out there for ages, not just Kevin Trudeau, but the Basis Foundation, the Success Mastery course, and the whole basic thing of that is the law of attraction, how to use that in greater details to manifest your desires, which I agree with. I believe in the law of attraction, but every level you go paid higher and higher, more commission, more money to get to reach higher levels. And I've listened to the audios. I have access to all the audios. They're all the same thing. He says the same thing in each level, just worded differently. There's no secrets. There's no he's like in level 5, which is like the second from highest level there is right now. All he talks about is how to stay organized and how to be a leader and all this stuff, just basic stuff you would find out in a bookstore for $10.
Yeah.
But he's charging people so much money. I mean, if you want, the level 1 costs $1,000 to join, and this is still when you're paying $150 a month. Then you level 2, if you want to upgrade, it's $1,500. Level 3 is $1,500. Then level 4 it's $3,000 to join.
How many tens of millions of dollars was he able to generate using this idea in the last several years? Did I read correctly? $40 million came through Jin. Is that accurate?
That's just from the membership. That's just from the membership dues. I've seen the profit and loss statement of Jin. Total revenue so far. You get this. It's only been around for 4 years now. And the beginning of the year and last year was kind of not much going on because the beginning when it first started and this last year is when it's major declining, it's losing. So it's really only about 2 years worth of growing. This total revenue of $64 million. I mean, just from this short period of time, that's a lot of money.
Well, if you figure each member's paying $150 a month, I mean, that's just in a year. And then you times how many, he was able to rope in a few thousand members. How many members total?
There was total at its peak, according to Kevin Trudeau himself, where I have audio of him saying last year, in January of last year, when Jin was at its peak, Jin, he had a good thing going. I mean, he was promising so many promises, and that if he kept people believing him, he was promising people these huge payouts, huge bonuses, and then before it, years down the road, when it's time to, so everybody kept believing him, and they kept joining, and it was growing really, really big. At its peak, it had 22,000 members. But then when it started to, when it came time to pay out, and all of his promises came time to deliver, and he wasn't starting to deliver his promises, that's when people started to say, okay, this is not what he says it is, and he's not a man of his word, and he's not delivering what he said he's going to deliver. And that's when it started major declining. And I have documented evidence, according to Michael Dow, which is the CFO of Jin. He was subpoenaed to court to testify last month. And I went through I went through all of his thing. Everything he said, I read it. And he even said they asked him how many members are left in Jin, and he had to tell the truth, otherwise, going to jail or whatever. So he even said there's only around 8,000 members left. So this is just within the last year, January, there's 22,000 members to now there's only 8,000. And I like to think that's in part because of myself and what you're doing and what others are exposing this for the fraud and Ponzi scheme that it is.
How much money did you get paid out from Jin in commissions for getting other people to sign up? I mean, were people actually making money, a couple grand a month, duping their friends to sign up, or was everybody just sort of dreaming that someday they're going to get that big payout?
Well, what started it for me was, I can tell you real quick background, is they had a promotion in 2011. That's when I joined, in June 2011. And it's called the Platinum Bonus Promotion. And they said basically if you reach a certain level in the company in Jin called Platinum, and you're going to get 2% bonus. You get 2% of the whole company of Jin. Every month they're going to get 2% off the revenue and divide that between all the Platinums. And the whole year, 2011, he kept saying it's going to be $60,000 a month, $50,000 a month. I have audio of him saying that. He said all the Platinums are going to be millionaires. That's all I kept saying. All these Platinums are going to change your life with this Platinum bonus. And then it's supposed to be paid out in January. January came by, no Platinum bonus. No word from Kevin. February came by, no Platinum bonus. No word from when are we getting our money. That's when I myself started to really question things. Where's this platinum bonus? Finally, it was late March when we first got the first bonus checks. And keep in mind, I have audio of him saying it's going to be $60,000 a month. Like, he said this. This is not just me making this up. And the first check was only $200. I mean, how's it go from $60,000 to $200? And that's when for me, I knew without a doubt that it was a Ponzi scheme for sure.
I want the audience to understand because Kevin Trudeau has got a big name. If people have seen him on TV, they know who he is. They may have read some of his books. That some of them maybe have some legitimacy to them. But in my opinion, he jumped the shark with this commercialized secret society. Pay $1,000, $150 a month. But for $150, you can go out and buy pretty much any self-improvement book that you need to that would give you the secret of the secrets.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Well, then, when he started Gin, he said by paying $150 a month, we were supposed to get one book and 4 CDs a month to self-help, self-development, whatever you want to call it. But we never got that. We never got a book. He kept saying, this is coming down the line. This is coming. That was his big thing. Is every week, he used to do weekly update calls on Gin before Gin was on the major decline. Back when it was just growing strong, every week he would do a week membership update call. And he just kept stringing us along like a carrot in front of us. He kept saying, this is what's coming next in Gin. He was saying, we're going to have Gin bank accounts. We're going to have Gin insurance. We're going to have Gin yachts, Gin mega yachts. We're going to have Gin retirement homes, Gin clubhouses. I mean, that's for somebody that's, it's the training inside Gin about, law of attraction and how to create success in your life. I like the training. It's good stuff. It's definitely not worth tens of thousands of dollars, but it is good material. And I still, it's good stuff. It's like Tony Robbins and whoever else, self-help people that it's good stuff to listen to. But the way he charges people and the way he describes it, he gives you good nuggets of stuff, and then he kind of gets your trust a little bit, and then he screws you over and gets your wallet, gets you to open up your wallet for these huge, outrageous claims, So
let's get into his legal troubles. Tell everybody why he's being dragged into court and what exactly he's facing. Well,
he's been sued multiple times. I mean, he's even been to jail, for 2 years for credit card fraud back in the way day. And he basically what this current case is about his weight loss cure back where he wrote it. I believe it was 2005, something like that. He wrote the weight loss cure, and the FTC thought that was misleading. And he always says they didn't have any customer complaints and all that stuff, that's actually false because the FTC. I was there last week in court actually when the FTC was asking him all these questions, and they said they had over 800,000 consumer complaints, and so that's a lot of complaints. And
how many copies of the book did he sell? How many copies?
Over 5 million copies. I mean, he charges about $20-$30 for a book. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of revenue. And he claims that none of it went to him, which I can't probably prove that, but that's total BS in my opinion.
Because he probably has it going to a trust that then he enjoys the trust owns the house, the trust owns the car.
Exactly.
So he can sort of use his language to say, well, I'm not getting paid. It's going to the trust, which
that's the thing. He knows the system.
He is an evil genius.
Yes,
in my opinion.
He knows just what to say, and he's misleading. He's misleading people so bad, but he's using the form of fighting for justice and fighting for rights, and that's what gets people. That's what still stumps people, because they think it's for a good cause.
Is it because is he in trouble with his weight loss book because he used the word cure, because he said you could cure weight loss, and that's technically a medical terminology that you're not supposed to be using?
He's in trouble because he claimed that the weight loss book or weight loss cure is supposed to be easy, and he claimed these outrageous claims when in fact it's really not easy. And that's the basis of the whole lawsuit.
No, going to the gym and getting on the treadmill for an hour a day, 3 days a week is not easy. It's called hard work, and that's what it takes. That's the secret of success, is really just hard work, a magnificent obsession, believing that you can achieve it, and then you take the action that will get you closer to possibly achieving it.
Exactly. That's all it takes. There's really no secret to success. Just hard work, dedication, and
obsession.
And
I think Tony Robbins said it has to be your magnificent obsession, and then a 1% improvement every day or every week will build and build and build and build and build, and then you'll look back on what you've done with all these little steps, and then you'll realize that you've gotten miles closer to your goal, as I'm sure that you have known. Is Kevin Trudeau gonna go to prison for not paying this fine, do you think?
And that's the thing. This whole case has gone into something so much bigger now. Now it's about, they wanted to pay this fine, and the fine is not just some random fine they've thrown out the air. The fine is because that's how much money that they want to give back to the consumers that were
I guess
lied to.
For the audience who doesn't know, Trudeau was fined $37 million from the Federal Trade Commission for allegedly making the false claims about weight loss cures. That's where this fine came from, right? And he has not paid. Has he paid any money towards the fine?
He's paid $50,000 so far. So I mean, this is he'd been ordered to pay over 3 years ago. In between the 3 years, he just made that payment recently, a few months ago. He's like, okay, here's some money, $50,000, which is like a slap in the face. $37 million.
Was
and
this
you haven't paid him anything.
Did he make this payment after they started threatening him to finally put him in jail?
Yes, that's exactly when he made the payment. So yeah.
Meanwhile, on that ABC Lookout special, he's wearing what appears to be a 2 or 3 carat diamond ring worth $50,000. I don't know. It looked like a very expensive diamond ring to me. Living in Zurich, one of the most expensive cities in the world.
Yeah. I mean, he still flies on private jets to these gin meetings. He drives around in Bentleys. He wears.
Let's tell people, gin. So essentially, gin was put in a trust, and then his wife, who's like 20 years younger than him. Some people allege that she's a mail order bride of sorts. She is a Ukrainian young lady, college student. And so, is it correct that gin is essentially either in her name or she is the manager or whatever, the person that manages the trust that gin is in?
Yeah, there's several different companies. There's about 10 companies total: Website Solutions, KTRN, Natural Cures, the National Pool Tournament, Gin USA.
Did you see him selling his own Kevin Trudeau brand of water on KTApproved.com?
Man,
did you see that?
I've seen it, but
it's his own brand of water. It's like $20 a case. Yeah, don't even worry about Evian or your local generic brand of water or your home water filtered. You need to buy your Kevin Trudeau approved bottled of water. It's incredible.
Yeah. He was started this vitamin company last year, which already I have documents pretty much saying that it's already bankrupt already. He fired all some staff members, and it's already gone under his vitamin company. But get this, in the gin training, he says that he has like a step-by-step process. Says you have to follow this process if you want to reach your dreams and goals. If you want to be successful, you have to follow this process. And it says in the process, you have to take his vitamins twice a day. You have to. That's part of the program.
Don't worry about going to, GNC or your local Henry's or Trader Joe's to get some natural vitamins. No, every brand of vitamin, I'm sure, is controlled by the evil FTC or the Illuminati. You just can't get any healthy vitamins anywhere except from Kevin Trudeau.
Exactly. That's what he even says. He says these are the best vitamins in the world. You can't get any better quality, which is complete BS. I mean, they might be good quality, but there's other companies out there that he's claiming he's pretty much the only one with no fillers, no agents in them, which there's other vitamins that have just the same. You can go health food store and buy just the same for a lot less.
What's incredible about his book, Natural Cures, is that he's not only promoting it, he wrote it, and he's not a doctor. He doesn't have any medical training. It's not like a medical doctor wrote it or a nutritionist and then he was just promoting it. This was his book, which, in my opinion, I believe was written by a ghostwriting service anyway, and maybe polished by him. But in his second book, which I own multiple books of his, More Natural Cures Revealed. I'm sure that you know this for the audience.
Yeah.
He says in the disclaimer that it's fiction. There's some say this is a work of fiction. This is on the disclaimer. And that it's entertainment. It's just entertainment purposes. And he says that he visited Area 51 and saw the alien bodies. This is in a nutrition book. I mean, like, would you take nutrition advice from somebody who claims to have been in Area 51? I mean, I'm sure that just the people that work there are just going to get a guest pass for their buddy, Kevin Trudeau. Hey, come on in. Let's take a tour of Area 51. I'll show you the alien bodies sometimes, buddy. Come on over.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's part of his master plan where he started that book. And to me, that's kind of where it all started, because it gives you the seeds to go to his other website, which is naturalcures.com, which is basically collapsing. Right? I got evidence that showed it's sold to a gentleman named Lee Kinney for $100,000. So supposedly these 29 billionaires that started this company, that sold this part of the company called Natural Cures for only $100,000.
Does he have the website naturalcures.com? Because that's a pretty popular brand name, so I guess he could probably.
I'm sorry, yeah, you're right. Naturalcures.com.
Okay.
Naturalcures.com is his website. Yeah.
Well, good luck getting away from the dark cloud of Kevin Trudeau that's going to hang over that website for eternity.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where he started Gin. That's where he started. It all started. That's where his book started you to lead to that website. Then that website led you to Gin. Because that's when they started throwing seeds at you. It's like his master plan for his master scheme called Gin. So that's where it all started, basically. It's Natural Cures book, which has some good information in it, but it gives you seeds to go to that site, and then you pay to go to that site, and they recommend all these way overpriced things. Anything they recommend, anything Kevin Trudeau recommends, you can 100% guarantee it'll be way overpriced. I mean, even the site that he recommends to go buy gold from is so overpriced. I mean,
yeah, go buy gold from your local coin dealer. It's usually going to be just a very small percentage over spot, depending on what you're buying and when you're getting it. I guess so. What I'm wondering, I'm sure what many other people are wondering, is what are the chances that he's going to actually get sentenced to jail time, or is he at the last minute going to come up with, oh, Jin just gave me a loan for $10 million. Let me begin to pay off your money? Because, I mean, what are they saying that happened to that, I don't know, the tens of millions of dollars that came into Jin that is allegedly been under control of his young wife? I mean, what happened to the tens of millions of dollars?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. He has set up to where technically he's not the owner, but he has his wife. She's a signer on the bank accounts, and she's the owner of the website solutions and all these other companies. That it's just like a huge umbrella. It's not just one company. It's about 10 different companies, and all comes down. They're all pretty much the same. They're all just the same, just different entities. Like I said, he knows just what to do, just what to say, to do all the loopholes he can to make it to where he can technically say he doesn't own Gin, but he's the one who makes every single decision. They even say in the documents when they were interviewing the CFO, Michael Dow, they asked him who does he report to, and then the guy, he says Neil Sant, which is like Kevin Trudeau's right-hand man, the guy who runs everything. And then they said, well, who does Neil Sant report to? And then he says Kevin Trudeau. So Kevin Trudeau, that's where it stops. Like Kevin Trudeau is the person that makes all the decisions. And all this money, he even caught them, like, they were making up, like, weird things in the profit and loss statement. Like, they were making up a section called Employee Other for Gen USA, and Gen USA has no employees. So they're like, why would you have a section called Employee Other with so much money going to it if they have no employees? Just things like that where he's been caught, like, hiding money. He got caught laundering money at the casino with his wife. I mean, he's been caught through email communication with his attorney, Mark Lane. Like, they've been caught red-handed, like, hiding money from the government. So I'm thinking this whole case with the $37 million is actually small-time chump change compared to these new charges that he's about to face.
So are they going to file? Because, I mean, the FTC, that's technically, I guess, a civil case against him from the FTC, but is he facing criminal charges?
Yes, he's in currently 2 different cases. Right now, his case is coming up in this week, actually. It's with another judge. It's a whole different thing. Nothing to do with $37 million fine. It has to do with him being in contempt for not following what the judge's order said to not sell your products on TV. And he totally disobeyed that order. And this is where actually a criminal charge. So this is where I believe he's going to go to jail. If he's going to go to jail, it's going to be because of his criminal case, not his $37 million fine. And so if he doesn't pay the $37 million fine, there's a 50-50 shot he's going to jail. I mean, he's telling people on his video that he just made today that he's going to jail. But he's telling people that if he goes to jail, it's
going to be this great victory because he's going to write this magnificent book. It's just going to blow your mind. So he's already thinking his new scam. So if he gets shut down, he's going to make this new. He's already pre-thinking what he's going to do. He's going to come out of jail with this magnificent book with all these more secrets revealed, probably. So I mean, it's just never ending. His lie BS meter never ends.
What's the schedule for his next court appearance?
He's supposed to be in court June 26th with his attorney Mark Lane, and the judge has said he's going to make a ruling on this civil case this month. I mean, it's supposed to be ruled on a long time ago, but Kevin's pulled out every chick in the book. I mean, he's got new attorneys. He's gotten.
Does Sweden have an extradition treaty with America? Like, if he just goes back to Sweden, can they extradite him?
Yeah, I believe Switzerland has that. Where you can, if the federal government says this guy needs to be, prosecuted here, then they will deliver him to the United States.
Do you think that he would move? I don't know which countries don't have an extradition policy, other than maybe some of the war-torn countries in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Do you think that he? Do you think that he's going to go back to jail, or do you think that he would flee?
I think what's going to happen is he's going to get all of his assets frozen, and the government's going to come in by force, just like they do a lot of the times with companies like this. They shut them down, take the assets by force, and putting him in jail is not going to have him really make him pay the fine. So I don't think he's going to go to jail because of that, because of the fine. I think he's going to go to jail because it's for criminal cases coming up, if him not paying this, because of him not following the orders of the judge. But then he has a whole other charges coming up on these that are racking up, basically, because he got caught basically laundering money from the government.
Are they going to actually file charges, and what are those charges going to be if they do?
I haven't heard word of them actually filing charges, but it wouldn't make sense if they're going to file these charges and then find out he's actually committing more crimes to not file these charges. I mean, the FTC is being closely watched by the media and other stuff, so it makes sense that they would almost have to file charges because they have clear evidence of him laundering money through casinos, and his attorney Mark Lane hiding money from the governments. They have email communications from them saying we can't let the FTC find our money. He's saying they have email communication with him and Mark Lane, his attorney, saying that we need to take all of our money out of the United States, put it into overseas accounts where the FTC cannot get it. I mean, all these things that he's admitting guilt. So I would find it hard to believe that they don't charge him on different charges. But I think they're trying to get these charges finished with first, and then see where it happens. So no matter what happens with this civil case, it's not over. I mean, they're going to keep coming after him. But my main thing is I really don't care if he goes to jail. I just want him to get shut down. Just tell him shut down this Ponzi scheme right now, because this is by far the biggest fraud that's scamming so many people. I mean, it's a Ponzi scheme by its own definition. It's relying on new money coming in to paying out the old money. I mean, they have promotions that they did back in 2010 that so many people were supposed to get $10,000, and when it came time to pay out, nobody got their money. And they paid out a few people just to make it look like they were paying people, but there's so many people that still owe the $10,000, and they're relying on. They now made a statement saying we're going to start making monthly payments of $1,000 towards your $10,000 bonus, because it's a Ponzi scheme. It's relying on new money coming in to pay out that old money, and it's just it's a Ponzi scheme by definition.
Now, we'll finish this up in a second, but you are basically one of the instrumental key figures in bringing him down, so to speak. Are you not? Because let's get into that. How you sort of became aware that gin and it was not all it was cracked up to be, and then you just set out on a mission to expose them. And what's some of the fruit of that labor for those who haven't seen the shows? And what can we maybe expect in the future?
Yeah, I mean, with my story, I think it's a story that's very inspirational. If you want to seek justice and you want to make sure justice is served, and you've been wronged by something, their company, it doesn't take this huge mob of people. It doesn't take all it takes is one person. And I'm a clear example of that, because I think it all started, basically, it was when the platinum bonus came time to pay out, and it was only $200, and I was expecting at least $10,000. And I made a Facebook post. I was highly connected in gin. I was like probably the biggest zombie there was. I mean, I was telling people I'm going to be a millionaire by this platinum bonus. people were telling me I'm crazy. My own family was telling me I'm crazy. I'm thinking, you're just a, Kevin Trudeau hater. You're for the government, and you don't know what you're talking about. I was drinking the Kool-Aid for sure. So,
and it takes a lot to admit that. I give you a lot of respect because it's maybe you feel a little bit of embarrassment for having done that, but it takes a real man to admit when we have been duped and to grow from that. So I want to give you a lot. I give you a lot of respect for instead of just cowering away and being like, oh man, this is I can't believe this happened.
Yeah, and that's and when I found out it was lies and scams. But before I was angry, I was really sad. I was like, man, I had really high hopes for this guy. I had high hopes for this company. It was going to change the world. I thought for real it was going to change the world for the better and bring everybody to a happy place or whatever, But so I was really saddened when I found out it wasn't what it was. But then I decided, this is not right. Something needs to happen. Like I said, I had a lot of connections. Like everybody in Gen knew me. Not everybody, but I had a lot of connections for everybody. I've been to a lot of meetings. I spent a lot of money. So I made a Facebook post on this huge Gen group, and this major speaker called Chris McGarrahan, he has a huge Facebook group, and I made a post in there saying, hey guys, is it just me, or how come the platinum bonus is so low? But they made all the platinum sign this agreement before they even sent out the bonus check, saying you cannot tell anybody how much the bonus is, because they knew people found out that they would be kind of the cat's out of the bag.
Yep.
So I refused to sign that. Actually, that's why I'm telling people, because I have no legal obligation. I refused to sign it, and I found out it was that much money. So I made that post, and then within 24 hours, I was removed from the group, deleted my post, and then the next day, I got a personal phone call from the director of operations of Gen. His name was Dean Andrews, calling me, which he never makes phone calls. He's like, hey, Husein, we need to talk to you about your Facebook post. I'm like, what? So his voicemail left. I call him back. We talked for over an hour about my Facebook post. He's like, we can't have you posting on Facebook. If you posted it anymore on Facebook, we're going to kick you out of Gen. And at that time, I was still kind of drinking the Kool-Aid, not necessarily knowing what's right or wrong. So I'm like, okay, I'm so sorry. I'll delete it. So I deleted my Facebook post, and then a couple of days go by, and I'm like, people were sending me messages saying, hey, we saw your post. We agree with you. How come the bonus is so small? And so I got more support. So I'm thinking, okay, that's when I'm like, this is not right for sure. So that's when I went full force, started posting on my own page saying, this, platinum bonus is this low, $200, guys, this is not right. This is all, kind of what's going on here. This is fraud. And that's kind of where it all started. And then, I got a lot of support, a lot of higher level members came and supported me. I got a lot of support, a lot of feedback. And then some of the speakers started speaking on my page. Fred Van Loo, the guy that's a whole nother con artist right there, in my opinion. But he's like, Abe, you're going to kick out Gen if you don't stop talking about Gen on Facebook. That's when I was like, you know what, I don't care, kick me out, Gen. I'm not going to pay you anymore anyway. So that's when it took off from there. And then a month or so later is when the director of marketing and the huge speaker, Dr. Leno Coldwell and Peter Wink, they left Gen, and they themselves started speaking out about Gen. And that's when we got together and formed this kind of coalition, and we started this massive crusade of warning people what's going on in Gen. I started these Facebook groups and started this massive campaign. And, at the first time, it was just Facebook only, just Facebook alone. And we just saw the membership drop. And, Kevin Trudeau made a huge audio to kind of counteract what we were doing, saying there's people out there, trying to put rats in your head. He made this huge hour-long audio about, you don't want to put rats in your head. You gotta, who you're gonna listen to? You have to listen to me. If you get an email, something about me or about Gen, and it's gonna be negative, just don't even listen to it. Don't even open it up. And we're labeled as like being these negative people. So then they're like, we got together and we're like, let's take it to a new level. Let's contact the media. So all I did was simple stuff. I just contacted my local media by email, told them the story, and Ryan Katz from NBC 41 Action News in Kansas City called me the next day and said, we want to learn more. And I like to think it's because the way I pitched it to him and the information I actually gave him, that because he didn't say he's going to do the story. He said, send me some more information. Tell me what you have, and I'll see if I want to do the story. So I gave him everything they need to know, all the inside secrets, everything. And that's when he's like, all right, we'll do the story. They went under cover, and then that story aired. It was a 3-month-long story. They aired it, aired an NBC local station, and then it kind of went all over the place. And then that's when ABC, a few months later, contacted me saying, hey, we want to talk with you about this Kevin Trudeau story and Gen. And that's when, I started giving them the inside information. and about all this stuff going on. And they flew me out to Chicago, and that's kind of, for those that didn't see the story, they flew me out to Chicago, and that was by far a really interesting time. I got to drive Kevin Trudeau's Bentley, and we went to his office, and right away they saw who I was. They know who I was, and they all just freaked out. They all just I've never seen somebody act like the biggest cowards ever. I mean, they didn't even come to the door. All we said was, we just want to ask you a few questions. We're not there to we're not going to cause any harm, obviously. We just wanted to ask them a few questions. They didn't even come to the door. They just didn't even say. They didn't even say no comment. They saw me. This guy Neil Sands, the guy who runs Gin, basically saw me looked over the corner. He's freaked out, and he's shut the blinds. They showed them shutting the blinds on the show, and then they called the police. The police came out, and then they were so frightened they didn't even come to the door for the police. The police said they called them up on the phone saying, "Hey, we're here. Come to the door." They didn't even come to the door for the police. So the police were like, we've never seen a company act like this. This is kind of weird. It's just so much evidence, so much proof that they have so much to hide. I mean, it's all, and it's supposed to be this. Keep in mind, this company is supposed to be run by 30 billionaires. And for those that watch the show, it's like a hole-in-the-wall office. I mean, it's like a little. It's nothing big. It's just it's a standard-sized office, and it's supposed to be where these 30 billionaires operate out of. It just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't add up. That's when we went to his house, and we confronted him there, but she wasn't there. And but this story grew national, and it's now national exposure. And that's when I got in contact with you, and I'm still trying to get in contact with American Greed. I know I talked about that a lot. That's kind of like my
well, this
main
is
goal.
right up American Greed's alley. I mean, I guess he's already been convicted of a crime. He's has a fine. I don't know what you would call it, a lien against him from the FTC. This is right up American Greed's alley. And I wrote, you might know this now, but unfortunately it's a little late, but I wrote an article as soon as I found out about Gin, I think 3 years ago, maybe 4. Right after he started and I heard about it, I went to the website, and I mean, I've been tracking Trudeau for years, and I saw that it said, Illuminati members, Bilderbergers, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy cannot be serious. And
yeah.
I just marveled in how many people actually fell for it. I mean, having covered the Illuminati myself for almost 10 years, and all of the bull crap that goes along with, there's so many frauds out there that just claim to be a former Illuminati, claim to reveal the insider secrets, and there's a lot of legitimate information, but it's clouded by a bunch of just garbage. And then I see this, and so it for me it was very. I was very pleased to see you, who was personally involved, then get him on the national ABC News. In my opinion, hopefully go to prison, because it's just outrageous to claim that you're going to give the insider Illuminati secrets of the 33rd degree Masons, that you're friends with them, that they all left to join this organization with you. I mean, at least me. I mean, I own the ancient books that are hundreds of years old. The first English translation of the Illuminati writings that were confiscated in Bavaria, Germany. These rare books that hardly anybody ever has. Trying to sift through the facts and the fiction, doing the best that I can to be accurate, and then I have clowns like Kevin Trudeau come along and say, I'm friends with the Skull and Bones members. I'm friends with them. I'll give you $1,000 and I'll tell you their secret. My jaw just hit the floor.
Yeah, I saw your video too. I remember, it's funny because, we can talk about it now. It's kind of funny. I remember seeing your video when I joined Jen. I'm like, oh, this guy's crazy. He's kind of what's the word? I was like a negative person. He's never gonna be successful in life. He's just a hater. Doesn't know what's going on. It's funny that I thought about that now, and then it's just funny how things change and you see the reality. But I mean, what I want to get across, some people can't understand. Some people that just never heard of Kevin, doesn't know anything about Jen. They don't understand how somebody can get so, duped, if you will. But there comes a certain point where you start out and you spend a little money, then you get a little more money, and you get a little more money. And eventually, you spend so much money where mentally you can't accept the fact that you were scammed. I mean, I know people that spent well over $200,000 on Jen, and they can't. I know they know what I'm saying is right, and what they see on the documents says it's proven that these stuff is lies, he's saying, but they can't mentally take that.
It's the same. It is literally, as you know, a psychological protective mechanism. It's the same thing that goes into play when you see these famous murder cases where the family, in many cases, Casey Anthony, Scott Peterson, who killed his wife, like on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or whatever. The family members are always the ones that, oh, he would never do that. And they literally cannot. They're in denial because it would hurt them so bad to finally accept. And so it is a psychological protective mechanism that people have.
I even talked to a guy who was still in gin just the other day. He's a level 5, which right now is only level 6. You can't. That's how high you can go right now, level 6. He's level 5, so he spent so much money, and he's a platinum too. I mean, which is a high level status where you get money, I guess. He's making a little bit less than $2,000 in gin, which is not a lot by any means. But he's saying, Abe, I agree with what you're saying. I know what you're saying is right, but I have a family to feed. I'm still getting money from this. Let me say this first. Nobody. I'm pretty sure I can say this. I'm confident I can say that nobody has made more money from gin than they put into gin, because gin, the whole system is designed for you to spend more and more and more money. It's never enough money. Each level gets more and more money. Each seminar you go to, it's nothing but a huge sales pitch, and they set it up to where you feel like a loser if you don't buy this stuff. That's what they even say. They go to these seminars, the speakers, Chris McGarrihan, they're saying if you want to become platinum, you have to buy this much in tools, which is $5,000, the basic tool package they call it. And if you don't buy this, you will not go platinum, and you will not build your affiliate program, and you will be a loser. They even say that you will be a loser. They say that it's like a cult. It's hard to somebody that doesn't know it's outside to get that, but once you're in it and once you start doing it, you just really get into it. I'm luckily I got out when I did. I spent about $30,000, which is still a lot of money, but it's not.
Now, how much? Okay, so you spent $30,000 total. How much money did you get paid back in bonuses and commissions for signing up new suckers? I mean, people.
Well, they got paid through this card flex thing, prepaid card, and total. I added up. It was about $2,500.
You got paid back $2,500.
Yeah.
In the $250 a commission per person that you signed up. Is that what it was for level 1 members?
It's $200.
$200. So for every person you suck in, you would get $200.
Yeah. Basically, if you sign up at that level, but they have certain promotions where you can join with no initiation fee, and then you waive it for a year. They have certain promotions where some people can join different options.
This is incredible that I guess it's not incredible, because having dealt with the public in my day job and having seen the stuff that people write and say about me, their mental illness, it just spews in these. It's fascinating to see how insane some people can be, or to see how gullible human beings still can be once they have that dream of, I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna be a millionaire, and it's not. I'm not gonna have to work at all. It's just I found out the secret to being rich. Yeah, the secret to being successful is called obsessing about your success.
Exactly, and that's what I want to point. I'm not saying that I believe you can believe whatever. I believe you can achieve whatever you want in life, and I think that's possible. If you want to become a millionaire, that's definitely possible. It's not going to be easy, but there is no, like you said, there is no type of secret where you can join a club and learn how that. I mean, but it's good to have. The only thing good about that club was you get associated with people that think the way you think. But
other self-improvement, people that are interested in self-improvement. I know, when I was a kid, luckily when I was just out of high school, I had discovered Anthony Robbins and read his book. And one of my coworkers at the time, a good friend of mine, he read the book, and we could bounce ideas off of each other and sort of act as an accountability partner and say, oh, hey, what about this? And remember this? And so I guess I could see the appeal for having a sort of a self-improvement community, or a cult, really.
But you don't need to join that. You don't need to spend that much money. You go to meetup.com, and they have local, law of attraction groups, or local 20 Robbins groups, or 20 Rob. They have local groups for free.
Nice.
I mean, you don't need to, but the way he set it up, where he's saying if you join,
you will be able to hang out. It even says this. You will be able to hang out with celebrities, billionaires. He says that the Gin Council of 29 billionaires will be at each of this. They call each year they have this cruise ship that you go on. That's like this huge thing every year. And they said the Gin Council will be on the cruise ship. You won't see who they are, but they will be there. And then, but get this, they said they'll be able to do energy work on you. They can only do on water. So you have to get to. I mean,
yeah.
Just what to say to get you to join these things.
God.
But then at the inner circle level, like people pay $75,000 to join this inner circle where they do like energy work or whatever to help the club grow. And he's telling these people that he literally has alien DNA and that they have alien DNA too because they joined the inner circle. So like somehow the world, got them to that time, that place. So where they had to pay that much money, so now that's the proof they need that they have alien DNA.
Well, this sounds just like, he was obviously, in my opinion, inspired from Scientology and their belief that you evolve into Homo novus. You become your own god, which is really one of the big secrets of the secret societies. Which leaks out. You can piece this together if you have the time and the desire, but incredible. So you pay $75,000 to be revealed the secret that you have evolved into a new Homo novus alien creature. It's incredible, man.
Yeah, I keep doing the same thing with Inner Circle with Platinums. He said if you join Inner Circle, you'll get 0.1% of 2% of the whole club for the rest of your life, though. But which is a huge scam because it's so the evidence shows that Gin itself is going without the FTC doing anything, that it itself is going to collapse with this year. Just like I don't know if people that don't know Kevin Trudeau, he had previous clubs that he scams, whatever you want to call them. He had a club called Nutrition for Life. That the same people, exact same speakers, Chris McGarrihan, Blaine Aythorne, him, they all got together, did this thing, and it went bankrupt after 3 years. They had the pool tournament. The same people. Blaine Aythorne, Chris McGarrihan, Kevin Trudeau, they all got together. It's like a pattern they follow. I'm talking to his brother. He even said it's like a pattern. Every 3 years, they start a new club, and it goes bankrupt. But this, by far, is the biggest and the most outrageous club or scam, Ponzi scheme, I could call it, that he started. And he got took control with this one. And it's going to come down hard. Because he just, it's karma coming back to him. He scammed so hard, it's coming down hard.
Let's wrap this interview up. Give your YouTube channel for those, because you give great updates on what's happening with Kevin Trudeau. Give your YouTube channel or your Facebook page or wherever if you want people to come and follow your work.
Yeah, my YouTube channel I started a few months ago. It's kind of a joke. The title is Gin Scam. So you just look at it that's my YouTube channel. But a lot of my posts, I post 2-3 times a day on Facebook. I only make a video maybe once a week. So if you look for me on Facebook, Abe Husein, Husein, that's where I post a lot of them. I post documents. I post his credit card statements that show him spending thousands of dollars on cigars, rug shops, porn stores. It's all this crazy Ukrainian dating sites showed his profile. That's where I get a lot of information. And it's, this story, there's so much more to it. There's so much, it couldn't be wrapped up in a small, it's just,
go ahead. This interview will be for people, some people may not be interested in this, but this will be hopefully for the Gin people, or for people that would, have been thinking about it or that are in it, and just to cancel your membership immediately,
I'll tell you right now, you are not, the people that are still in, if you think you're going to get rich from the Gin affiliate program, where I've shown documents proving that Gin has lost 70% of its members in just over a year, and it's on the verge of collapse. Gin USA, which was a company for Gin that started in the United States, already collapsed. It already went bankrupt December of 2012. I already showed documents of that. There's no more Gin USA, and it's all going overseas. Even the new directors from overseas, Europe, they're trying to, I believe what's going to happen is they're going to shut down all operations in the United States and try to take it abroad. So that way the FTC can never take control of this company. But the FTC is already, they already know what's going on. They're going to pounce on them before they have time to do that. And whether or not he goes to jail, my main thing is just for him to shut down and to shut this Ponzi scheme down, and so we can stop scamming.
You know where he belongs? Gin belongs in Nigeria. you know what I'm talking about where you get the emails from the Nigerian prince or whatever. Kevin Trudeau Take gin to Nigeria. That is where you
Exactly.
belong.
Yeah, good luck with Nigerians. Yeah.
Hey, Abe, I want to thank you for all the hard work you've done to help uncover and expose and educate people about your experience with gin, and being able to just man up and admit that you were a duped Kool-Aid drinker, as you said. So a lot of respect, dude. I've been following your work for some time now, and I just hope you keep it up and keep me updated on what's going on with Mr. KY, as you call him. Let's wrap up explaining your nickname for KY, Kevin Trudeau, because he calls himself KT.
Yeah, people used to call him KT, and this guy, his greed, and he just scams so many people. I don't think he deserves to be called KT. He deserves to be called like what he is, which is KY, which is slimy like the bottle of lube, and because he's so slimy, because everything he does is like a big slime ball, in my opinion. That's why I call him KY. And I find it really funny because I started calling him KY. I just started calling him KY just as a funny thing, and now everybody calls him KY. I haven't seen him I'm talking like every people of like high level, like people that are, everybody calls him KY now. It's like, so like people, even the people that are in gym, like they're like, so we saw KY's new video. I'm like, it's like I started a trend, and then they call him. And I honestly, I got the term zombies from you because you call that people that don't know what's going on in America zombies, and that's true. And I started calling gin members zombies, and it started the whole trend now. It even said on the news story, there's gin zombies. And
I was calling people zombies back in 2006 before it became part of the, sort of the popular vernacular, and now it just seems to be the term for, instead of sheeple or, morons, it's a zombie.
It's what it is. You call it like you see them, zombies, because they're not aware.
They are the walking.
KY
they are the Walking Dead. They appear, and when they will try to eat your brains and kill you for just speaking the truth, as you may know. So, Abe, let's wrap the video up. I want to just thank you again, and hopefully we can help prevent some people from wasting their time, money, and some of their soul getting sucked out by KY Kevin Trudeau.
Go buy a book. Go spend your money on some self-help books. That will do much better than joining gin. You don't need to spend that kind of money. So it's just madness.
Think and Grow Rich has been out since the 1920s. Tony Robbins been doing his thing since the late 1980s. Classic quality work for decades and decades. So, hey, let's wrap it up, Abe, and keep in touch, bro. I really appreciate you coming on and letting everybody know what's up. Okay.
I appreciate your help, Mark, and I appreciate you're doing all your hard work with exposing what's going on with our government, and you're exposing Kevin KY himself. So I appreciate it.
Cool,
I look forward to talking with you again.
Keep in touch, buddy.
Take care.
Okay, see ya.